No, no. Put the live on. Put the live on. Put the live on.
The live? Live already.
Is it not starting?
Yeah, it started.
Oh, already? Yep.
Yeah, live. Yeah, one person watching already.
For more information, contact us on the following numbers: 0887 316666 and 0777 444591. So rush now and you will live happily.
Well, I would like to start a new day again, and I'd like to welcome you. Today is Thursday, just close to the weekend, and happens to be the 27th day of August. Hello, Liberians, and welcome to yet another brand new presentation of the program Frontline. I, by all account, this is the morning encyclopedia of professional broadcasting in Liberia, and we are here from Monday to Friday to talk about just the very important things happening in the country. It's always a pleasure to be here. I'm not alone as usual. I'm here with my teammate, and together we are going to combine our intelligence on the issues that matters to our country. I'd like to welcome you, and those of you on the currently following us, you can now muster the courage to follow us by way of our television page, Foca Frontline on Foca Television, and share the show. You can begin by sharing the show. Yes, and we're certainly going to acknowledge the presence of your viewership and all of our listeners, our regular followers, those of you who uh, have thought to take up your time every morning. Is because of you we are here, and it's because of the growth of the mother's land. I'd like to welcome you. Welcome. It promises to be very intriguing. Too many interesting things every day that passes by. Yes, of course, we have the concerns of issues of inundated all of the spectrum in our country, and we are obliged to provide you our insightful thoughts about the country as a matter of shifting the party of our one and only common denominator. So I'd like to say hello, welcome again, and depending on where you're following us from, if you're in some part of the world in the diaspora, and I'd like to say welcome to the front line. We say front line. This is not just an ordinary radio talk show. This is a movement of emancipating the people of our country, a movement to help to champion, a genuine movement helping to champion the cause of the life which we advocate for equality, we advocate for gender issues and balance the debate. We are basically concerned about every citizen born in Liberia, every Liberian right to live better life and to have access to quality education, and even those of you who are visually impaired or physically challenged. We are here for everybody, the rich, the poor, and it's about justice, transparency, and accountability. So I'd like to welcome you. Welcome to it as we are prepared to go through the next 3 hours, just oppose the argument and talk about those things that are admirable, commendable. Commend what is commendable and condemn what is condemnable. And our hallmark of the presentation of the program is objectivity, which is our hallmark as well. So again, I'd like to welcome all of you. Welcome to it as extraordinarily we are about to dissect those very important things. I'm here, as stated, with my colleague, Kay Landon. Talk by Landon. It's an honor to have you again this morning. Good morning. And how was last night, by the way?
Yeah, good morning, Berkeley. Good morning to our men listeners. It is always a pleasure to be here to talk about some of the very critical issues which bordered on the progress of our country, Liberia.
Yeah.
Now, my night was very great in as much that I went to sleep, and through the special grace of God, I'm alive. I'm always very thankful to God because He is the author and finisher of our faith. But we are here this morning again, giving our own contribution to the growth and development of our country, Liberia.
Yes, of course, right. And my life was also great, and God is the author and finisher of our faith, as you stated, and He got us, and we are up and we're able to be seated this morning before in our national service to the country. But there are too many things before we go into acknowledge the presence of our sponsors and all the things that we're going to be talking about. I'd like for us to recognize those of them who are celebrating birthdays today. Yesterday was a little very blurred. The rain, there was rainfall. The weather was very mad yesterday. So we had a rainfall, and up to this morning, I woke up a little bit late, but have to rush to be in time. And there was also rainfall. The weather still looked very blurred, but it was actually reported a little worse on yesterday. I have not read the weather forecast, so I cannot really say how it looks like today in terms of rain. But last evening there was a little thunder on that man's side, and this morning appears to be a little blood again. So welcome, and those of you who are celebrating birthday today, if you are celebrating your birthday today, I would like to say happy birthday to all of you who are celebrating birthdays. I'm not pretty sure do I know who celebrated, but I know that a lot of people will be celebrating on today. So if you're celebrating your birthday today, we'd like to say happy birthday to you. If you celebrated your birthday on yours today, we'd like to say happy belated birthday to you. And if you're celebrating your birthday on tomorrow, which is the weekend, say happy pre-birth. If you're not faring well, I would like to say never mind. We wish you speedy recovery, and hoping that you can certainly recover if you just arrived in Liberia. Yes, I would like to say welcome to the land of our nativity. This is our common patrimony, and this is the country that we were birthed in, and we owe it to Liberia in the best possible way. Yes, and so we got to make progress, Lyndon. Our program, as we normally say on this platform, our program stay open for more business transaction. And I would like to do a little bit of marketing before we go into this specificity of some of the issues that we intend to unravel this morning. Our program, the Frontline, and all other radio programs on this network, we are desirous of a sponsorship. Yes, of course, we have the Andy Proper Jala. Uh, they are obvious sponsor of the program. We are subsidiary of the Andy Proper Jala, means the Foka FM, the Laker Communications Incorporated. We are subsidiary of the Andy Proper Jala Foundation, and they are primarily the first and the most important sponsor right now. They have been doing a lot more with the contribution to Liberia, and mainly they have been doing a tremendous job when it comes to helping disseminating information and other humanitarian issues in the country. There are programs, there are program and there are program that is upcoming under the and the Proper Jada Foundation, and the planning committee are working very hard. Lender is a very key component to the program that's spending, and there are a lot of activities, but we like to congratulate, and I will emphasize on the level of professionalism and humanitarian contribution. They continue to run it to the service of our country outside politics. So it's amazing, and we like to commend Mr. Andy Broccoli Jala himself, who is the originator of the whole foundation, and his esteemed colleagues who are like-minded nationalists, whether they are in the diaspora, giving the pieces of information or making meaningful contribution. Like to, but Andy is the nuclear person. He's the guy who has been overwhelmingly in touch, and would like to commend him, his family, his wife and kids for the level of genuine generosity and to humanitarian service to our country. We like to single him out, and his wife and the rest of the family. Now, and other board members, they are also doing a great job to keep the touch burning, and all of the board members, including Tingman. Is a guy who is a new is a very smart guy. I was impressed with the conversation I had with the board members in the presence of one Tingman, Willie Tingman. Yeah, to have a conversation with the guy uh, is imbued with a lot of knowledge. And Willie Tingma is one of the board members. I hope I'm getting his name correct. And I love his intervention and his the level of innovative knowledge that he brought to the foundation. And he's an esteemed personality. I like to commending him and urging to continue to do what he's doing for Liberia. Besides Mr. Tingba, other board members are working seriously around the clock, and the team of the local office staff in Liberia. I'm talking about Mr. Amos S. Tamra. Mr. Tamra is a regular guy, but he's a professional young administrator. He's the one who is the executive director of the foundation. He has been working around the clock. Mr. Tamra is a meeting guy. He holds meeting every time, every day, and every time he holds different kinds of meeting involved with a lot of other constructive activities. Administratively, he's a very wise young man, and he leading the charge here at the Anti-Broken Foundation. I'd like to acknowledge his presence, along with the other staffers in different capacity and the role. So it's prudent enough to recognize the fact of the foundation work and all that. So having said that, we are looking for more sponsorship on our platform. Those of you who have companies and you want to advertise, you see this moment to advertise with us. We are very hopeful to have as much sponsor and program of such on our network. Whether it's the heat of the nation, whether it is straight talk, focus straight talk, whether it is the news program, news rise, whatever it is, we could work around the sponsorship of it and have a very good deal. So that is why we are currently looking around to see if we can. If you have a university, you have a clinic, you have a pharmacy, you have a hospitals, you have a entertainment area, you're promoting your beer, your new drink. It's a beer factory, it's a Coca-Cola, all of the big companies. We're looking forward to have, uh, and of course the GSM company as well, the MTN and MTN and Orange Liberia as well. We're looking forward to have very wonderful sponsorship and anybody smaller business. We have a win-win situation. We do a transaction beneficiary to everybody, and so we looking forward to that. That will be very meaningful. The media play a pivotal role. The survivability of the media will depend on the current economy of the country and basically business transaction. We also look forward to partner with government entity as well. So that's it. And at this juncture, Mary Magai is a hot Mary Magai Hati supplement is traditional approved by the Health Regulatory Authority. They are our proud sponsor, one of our proud sponsor. So most time on the year playing Mary Magai, it is because representing the sponsorship they're doing a lot and they expect us to do a lot for them. So we are doing a lot. I think those of you who following up every day will know that we are the one who are number one promoter of Mary Magai Hati supplement, a Liberian produced supplement and help to curb terminal diseases and many of the kind of sicknesses. You listen, we're gonna play it for you. Mary Magai is good. I've tried before. We have tried it and it have played out well for us. Other people who have tried it is helping to solve problems and all that. So Mary Magai Hati supplement is a sponsor. Now Mary Magai is here at our broadcast facility. If you want Mary Magai, you come over to Foka FM. Come to the radio station and ask for the marketing office. Miss Samu Sanon is the marketing manager, and she will be beaming with smiles on her face to serve you. Mary Magai is here. Is a very affordable. When you come, you can get it for a very affordable price. Come over and then come and purchase, so they can help you. Come right to Foka Event. Foka Event is ideally located Battery Factory Junction, and we are not just at Battery Factory Junction, but if you get to Battery Factory Junction, you ask for Silent Street, and we are not far from Battery Factory Junction. It's a stone throw from the junction uh, to Foka FM. So we are there, and and you come, our business office will be open. Besides Marimaga, any other business transaction, in case of announcement, in case you want to have a funeral service, you want a television, or you have a graduation program, we have our team here, and Mr. Lyndon Topper is the head of the ALSA broadcast. He also the director of news. So any event you want, Mr. Topper is here. Sambu Sana is the marketing, ALSA broadcast, graduation programs, and funeral, our television. We are here for public service and news making event as well. We provide quality service and coverage, and we also will do documentary if you want, and documentary and any other things that are needed. But Mary Maga is right here, so why don't you come and purchase it? It is working for other people. Do not allow it to pass by you. Come and purchase Mary Maga. So right now, let me take words from our sponsor, Mary Maga, and after that, we go into the specificity of our discussion because we got a lot of things on our plate to talk about on this Thursday. So I beg your indulgence. Please allow me to take word from our sponsor because this is the commitment we sign up to. So this is it.
Like to say, like my team medicine all over in no find Eva in our counties. If you go find and find it, that's it about in Oswego County. That way, well, after the Stocky Creek Bridge, cut the tree right at the old CDC office. By my team medicine, people in no find people in all counties have been buying it by my team medicine. People with terrible sicknesses and most of them have been in the getting tested for their body by my team medicine. It is all in the family. People that tell about also around the county here. Also around the county here. People to what I'm fine. What I'm saying, my tissue factory right behind the block factory. You will see the people visiting my team. Listening to my to you. This team medicine. That's supporting the body medicine here. The tools, my system, all the sicknesses you are suffering with will be this medicine. Not in my it taking all kinds of sicknesses and so sicknesses that tea medicine can give. Common fever, your body, sick, infection, also, let me tell you what it is. It's the you can't even you can't even also something which is very skin disease, all these testimonies. More information, contact us on the following numbers: 087 6666 and 077444591. So much love.
All right, and thanks. And that is words from our sponsor, Mari Magara Tea Supplement. As I said, you are right here with us. We have the whole cartoon of it. You can come and purchase and you can give your testimony of Mari Magara Tea Supplement. So, Lennon, we have before we go in there, comments on our live Facebook stream. I don't know if you can quickly run with it. There are some people who need to recognize them quickly, and then we'll be progress. I know the comments are still coming live on our live Facebook stream as well.
Yes, obviously, we have David B. Sport. He said he appears to be a French guy.
Yeah.
He wrote in he expressed his thought using a foreign language.
Yeah, imagine you're bilingual, you can speak
Yeah.
French and English, right?
Yeah. I'm not very my French skills are
I
very
can
bad.
try. I can try in French, but I can try in French, but I cannot guarantee that I can read this for you in French as well.
Okay. So we have women, Abraham Quilt. He's following from Tusafi Grassview Community Supermarket, just within our district here. We have Sekou Fofanan, our regular follower. Uh, he said, "Good morning, Abbott C. Barclay and Linda. I'm following you guys from a residence in Battery Factory beyond Plainfield. As a member of the Unity Party Intellectual Bureau, thanks always for the updates." Um, Heron T. Toll Jr. I'm watching from my residence in Upper Cardwell. Thanks for the update to our country, Liberia. Um, we have Emmanuel Foka Tue. Good morning, Abel Cornelius Barkley, Lyndon Toba. Good morning to the peace-loving people of our motherland, Mama Liberia. My name is Emmanuel Tue. I'm following you live from my residence in New Kutan this morning. So these are the available comments, and comments will subsequently merge as we
Yeah.
move along the way.
All right, so you can leave your comments and we'll read it out for you,
Yeah.
and you can share as much as you can. Share the show, share it, and certainly leave your comments. We're gonna acknowledge the presence of your viewership as well. All right, yeah. So Leno, we're gonna start the conversation this morning on the front line, and we're gonna begin with you giving us a synopsis of what is contained in what we are about to unravel to the public realm.
All right, so there are a lot of things to talk about today. Uh, Yesterday evening, while most Liberians have had returned from work, and some of them were still returning, the president of the Republic of Liberia spoke to the nation like he normally does whenever there is a very critical issue in the country. And also, since the emergence and associated developments relative to the drug situation, I think this is the third or second time the president of the Republic of Liberia has spoken to the nation with respect to progress and steps taken by the government in terms of, I mean, his for the president to come,
Address the public.
to address the public. I'm not speaking about the number, the number or the regular press releases we normally read to you from the executive mansion. So the president spoke on yesterday's special address by President Joseph Yomen Boakai Senior, President of the Republic of Liberia, on the fight against illicit drug trafficking in the country. Wednesday, August 26, 2026. My fellow Liberians, I come to you this evening to reaffirm a solemn commitment. This administration will enforce the law without fear or favor while protecting the constitutional rights of every person. Over the past several days, developments in our country have sparked public discussion, concern, and in some cases, misinformation. As president, I believe it is my duty to speak directly to you for offer reassurance and make clear that justice must be pursued firmly, fairly, and independently. When you entrusted me with the leadership of this country, you did so with a clear expectation that I will uphold the Constitution, govern with integrity, strengthen our institution, and ensure that no one is above the law. Liberia faces serious challenges, but we are making deliberate progress through the arrest agenda for inclusive development. Yet, none of our work in the economy, education, infrastructure, or public institution can succeed unless it is anchored in one fundamental principle, the rule of law. One of the greatest threats facing our nation is the growing menace of illicit drugs and organized crime. Drugs are destroying young lives, weakening families, fueling violence, and threatening our country's future. Let me re-echo here that this is not simply a law enforcement issue, it is a national security and moral issue. Consistent with our pledge, my administration has intensified the fight against narcotics trafficking, money laundering, and organized crime. Our security institutions have been directed to act professionally, independently, and without fear or favor, working with national and international partners to prevent Liberia from becoming a transit point for illegal drugs or a safe haven for criminal networks. Let me be clear, this campaign is deliberate, coordinated, and unrelenting. It is intended to defend the Liberian people, protect the Liberian character, and safeguard our nation's future. This national campaign against drugs and organized crime is not directed at any individual party or political involvement. It is directed at conduct that threatens the safety, stability, and future of Liberia. In recent days, the arrest and detention of former Vice President Joel Howard Taylor has understandably drawn national and international attention. I show, I assure every Liberian, our regional neighbors, and our international partners that former Vice President Joel Howard Taylor is being treated in full compliance with the Constitution and laws of Liberia. She is presumed innocent, has access to legal counsel, and is entitled to due process, which will be upheld. The former vice president has been arrested and charged in accordance with our legal procedures. It is not the president's role to determine guilt or innocence. That responsibility belongs to an independent justice system. Our democracy will be measured not by how we treat those whom we agree, but how faithfully we uphold the rights of every person who comes before the law rather. To those who have expressed concern, I say this: your concern is legitimate in a democracy. But guilt or innocence must be determined by the court, not by politics, Roman or conjectural or public pressure. My administration will neither prosecute nor shield anyone because of political affiliation, office status, or influence. Whether one has held high office, served in government, led a business, or live as an ordinary citizen, the law must apply equally to all. I commend the men and women of our joint security for their professionalism, courage, devotion to duty, despite pressure and attempt at intimidation, calculated misinformation. They must remain steadfast, impartial, and respectful of the rights and dignity of all citizens. This fight cannot be won by the government alone. I ask parents, communities, schools, religious institutions, traditional leaders, and young people to reject misinformation, support prevention, report criminal activity through lawful channels, and allow due process to proceed. I called on political and religious leaders, civil society, and public commentators to act responsibly. Differences of opinion are healthy in a democracy, but we must reject words and actions that incite violence, undermine institutions, or seek to intimidate those enforcing our laws. Liberia has come too far to revert to a culture in which justice is swayed by fear, power, or political pressure. Our nation has endured conflict, hardship, division, yet we have shown resilience and commitment to peace. Let us preserve that peace. Let us preserve that peace by upholding the Constitution and strengthening the Constitution that safeguard our democracy. As president, I assure you that this government remains committed to justice, fairness, accountability, and peace. We govern without fear or favor, protect every citizen's rights, and build a Liberia where peace is preserved, justice is impartial, and accountability applies equally to all. May God continue to bless you, preserve our peace, and save our republic. Thank you. So that was the speech delivered by His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Liberia, and also the Chief Liberian Executive in the country. Additionally, the National Elections Commission, the only institution clothed with the mandate of authority to conduct elections, is making some very attractive preparation as we look forward to the 2029 presidential and legislative elections. So the National Elections Commission has begun inspecting headquarters of registered political party ahead of Liberia's 2029 general elections. According to Next Stipend, its political section began the exercise on Wednesday, August 26, across Monrovia and surrounding areas. The commission said inspection team visited the headquarters of Alternative National Congress, Movement for One Liberia, African Liberation League, Liberia National Union, Reformers National Congress, United Independent Democrats, and Democratic National Legions. The National Elections Commission explained that the exercise intended to assess the administrative, organization, and institutional readiness of political parties while strengthening communication, compliance, cooperation throughout the electoral cycle. It further noted that some party offices were found closed and would not be located or had no officials available to meet the inspection team. The commission said the inspection will continue through Monday, after which a report will be submitted to the Board of Commissioners for appropriate actions. So, additionally,
Yeah.
the executive director of the Center for Transparency and Accountability in Liberia, Anderson Miamin, says Liberia's security sector is facing a serious public trust crisis. Miamin cited Central Fifth State of Corruption report, which found that 74% of surveyed citizens viewed the police as a country most corrupt and least trusted public institution. I will read that again. Miami cited entire fifth state of corruption report, which found 74% of surveyed citizens view the police as the country most corrupt and least trusted public institution. All right. He said recent allegation of corruption, bribery, blah, 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 blah. You know, almost all of the things we've been talking about here.
Yeah.
And additionally, Harry Melvin Snow visited former Vice President Joel Howard Taylor at the Monrovia Central Prison. And after he concluded the visit in consistent with the time allotted by the guys who are providing the kind of a regulation at the prison facility, he spoke to journalists, and journalists was asking him about his impression since this whole thing started about the former vice president. And Edwin Melvin Snow said he viewed the current action displayed by the Bwakai Kong administration as a form of selective justice. You know, so he says Bombing County Senator Edwin Melvin Snow has accused the government of selective justice in handling of former Vice President Joel Howard Taylor case. Following a visit at the Monrovia Central Prison on Wednesday, August 26, Snow alleged that she was prevented from traveling without court warrant, denied access to her home while awaiting her lawyer, detained overnight, taken to hospital, and later in prison. He contrasted Taylor's treatment with that of others allegedly linked and said why other people who are connected to the drug case, other public officials, why they are not facing similar expeditious judicial proceedings like the way the former vice president is going through the situation too. So he believes that the actions exhibited by the government of Liberia with respect to their quote-unquote fight against drugs is viewed as a selective display of justice. And additionally, Samuel Kogai spoke at the CEO, and he reunited his call for the resignation of Police Inspector General Gregory Coleman. He said the man said, Gregory Coleman should be very cognizant enough. If Gregory Coleman cannot, cannot regulate the people who right under his nose, that means that Gregory Coleman cannot fight crimes. He cannot protect life and property. Cited several other reasons, he believes that Gregory Coleman should resign. He said Gregory Coleman does not have any integrity to investigate drug-related issues in the country. So those are the lineup issues that we need to critically look at and give our analysis about, about tons of other issues that are happening in the country.
Yeah, very, very brilliantly, you just opposed those very important issues that you brilliantly stated, and that is forming part of the quality and the ingredient of the show today. That's how it looks like. But Lyndon, my concern, and the first thing is about the president address to the nation on yesterday. You want to acknowledge?
Yeah, I think we need to, because too many very negative feedback about the quality of our audio, and a lot of people are very distasteful
about the quality of the online,
the television, the sound
television.
is producing. It's not very favorable. A lot of the people, even myself, I did my own personal investigation. So there is a need that the technical guys
yeah,
Because a lot of some people don't really like to listen to radio, they like to watch
television.
the television.
Uh,
So we need to create an enable environment for everybody, to feel
yeah,
respected.
I already saw some comments, but I don't know the Tete. Is he around? The Tete could come in. I don't know why. Why is it? Was it like that on yesterday?
Apparently we can. Apparently it can be done later on, but let's proceed.
I just getting that from you. I didn't know. I didn't get any feedback like that. Did it start yesterday or today? I don't know.
It has always been terrible. It has
Oh,
always been terrible.
I've not got any feedback. But anyway, yeah. I'll try. I'll try to see what we can do about that. Now, yeah. And it's bad. But let's talk about first thing first. The president of the nation address concerning the drugs crisis and mentioning the arrest of the former Vice President Joel Howard Taylor and how she's going to be accorded she's innocent until proven guilty and blah 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 and all that. But I mean, uh, my concern is with the president and the sincerity uh, of the speech. Now, most time the president is in the business of giving the public assurance that oh yes, we are fighting drugs and all that, and people are getting bold with people are getting bold and boring with the president's speech with regards to that. Why am I saying so? Is that because the whole drugs thing is not making progress. Now, the president come and arrest the former opposition. I mean, the former vice president who is in opposition right now, and everybody is making news about it. But it should not, as I said on yesterday, it should not just be the former, and it's not just me seeing it. Other Liberians have expressed similar concerns about the manner and form in which the investigation process has been expedited and how she was arrested and why she's the only person now. Why is it an opposition figure and the former vice president? Now, is she the only person? And the president mentioned his speech money laundering and other issues. But I think the president's speech uh, is not making impact and is not going to make any good impression when there are huge concerns with regards to the whole saga of the whole drugs issue. Like I stated, we should be very emphatic and objective. This is not about. I don't agree with the president when he said this process is a bias. It's going to be clear. The process is blurred by by the president is not seeing the truth. The president is not sincere to the public. The whole drugs issue and the circumstances surrounding the drugs issue have made a lot of Liberians not to trust the security and the government because of the picture. And the picture that we have seen have been so evidence about the indictment of the entire and hierarchy of the police and all that and other people who are connected. The president cannot paint a different picture of transparency in this particular fight. I've said that this drug issue is not making progress. Everybody is now looking to Joel Howard Taylor. We are not seeing that Joel Howard Taylor, what is saying, we don't have evidence and what we are seeing is that she have a day in court and afterward it can be able to dispense justice and all that. If there be fair justice and trial, will be given the fair trial. But uh, if the president is only emphasizing and the entire drug fight is only going to stop at Joel Howard Taylor, with other indications and other accounts that we are seeing over the period of time, we are seeing that the police, I mean, to a larger extent, the huge population of our people in the country has fallen a lack of trust with the police and the other investigator, the LDEA. Is this the only person Joseph Boyka, the president of our country, sees as the only drugs lady in the country that involved in money laundering and drugs and XYZ. That is a wrong picture. And what makes it a wrong picture is because the president lacked the moral balls to go beyond just Juba Howard Taylor. His government is selective. Now, I'm not going to be mincing out when I'm speaking about the country and about the the way the government have made a negative impression of this drugs crisis. I said, and I want to reiterate in very unequivocally, and people want to argue, but I don't. They have to argue. Everybody will not agree with this argument. That the president has not made a serious case. Arresting the former vice president is good. If you arrest or other people needed before their information are filtered in before the arrest of Joe Howard Taylor. I'm wondering how many of them are behind bar and at South Beach. You see, Leonard, the way we try to do this thing and politicize it, as I spoke about, trying to politicize it the other time is not going to help. And there's a danger of precedent by the president. We need to condemn his actions of being very selective, of being making an impression and tying it only to the former vice president and not going after the other people. Yes, Samuel Koga, who is a senator, another national leader in the country, raising an issue about the inspector general. Now the man is the inspector general of the Republic of Liberia, police inspector general, and there were and his surrogate, one of his senior officer. He knows and this man is presiding over the security, the police of the security of the state were involved, and the man have no account. There was a guy who also communicated, said a local police officer, I think patrol police officer, who mentioned that look, I received instructions, and we are seeing these things repeatedly, and the public and some of you are ignoring the fact that he is the guy who did it. The police inspector general should not be investigated. The president, let not come in. The president comes out and goes to a function and tells the Liberian people that he, the president Joseph Walker, have gotten explicit confidence in Gregory Coleman and his team. Is this the kind of president, with all of the controversies that hovers over Mr. Gregory Coleman and his people? Don't you know this is the very same Gregory Coleman guy that brought Fitzgerald Biago at the LDA? It was Fitzgerald, it was Gregory recommendation for Fitzgerald to be the officer in charge, and other guys like Patrick Komanzu. Gregory Coleman has always been conflicted. Gregory was the guy when the LDA was invited. Gregory Coleman was the guy who was fronting and speaking. Now, this is a glaring fact, and this thing we need not to negate the fact and create a picture to the public, a false picture that the government, the president statement is not taken seriously by a lot of Liberians because that statement is disingenuous. That statement have gotten no major, tenet of seriousness as regards to, and that is on serious, that is on serious tendency on the part of the leader to say that we are doing this. This is the very same president that said there will not be no business as usual.
Barkley,
Yeah,
if you look at the Unity Party developing of document, the arrest agenda, you have agricultural rule of law, which means this government, this government has intentionally said to the Liberian people that every other thing they do will be grounded in the rule of law, will be in conformity with the laws of our country, But it is a very difficult thing, and the level of brazen contradictions that we have observed over the period of time, specifically with this Joy Howard Taylor case.
Yeah.
Tons of other cases.
Tons of other issues. Yes.
Tons of other cases around time. We see, the Unity Party has a beautifully written literature that calls on government officials and the entire government to uphold the rule of law. But their actions is totally contradicting from the beautiful literatures they have on the paper. What do I mean? Let's look at the process leading towards the from the airport involving the former vice president. Mr. President, you cannot be telling us that, yeah, we agree that in order for Liberia to make meaningful progress, whether be it infrastructure development and trying to boost up the economy, trying to do every other thing, in terms of accelerating the progress of our country, it must be grounded in the rule of law. But then, Mr. President, you cannot be saying something and people in your government are contradicting. So what kind of picture is sent out? It sends out that President Bakai he says one thing and his surrogates or his people in the government do something that is totally uncouth, totally counterproductive, things that appears to be undermining the rules of law. So the former vice president was prevented, from traveling.
Mm-hmm.
Even though the people who prevented her never sought a writ, a court warrant, a writ of the exit republica. Yeah, a document that comes from the court, barring people from traveling. They created a hostile picture as though the country has slipped towards a banana republic where the laws are no longer respected, where we do not have laws in our country. So you created a very, very hostile picture. You surround Barkley. I have been watching that video over and over, and the interpretation or the reflection it brings to me is that it brings a signal, a reflection, or a rejuvenate, a reflection of the days of the eras of Taylor, when the ATU and the other guys, used to be going for people.
Expo D.
Yeah, Expo D. You know what I'm saying? That was the picture it presented to me. There are more professional way they should have done it than what they did. But more to that, Mr. President, a lot of Liberians think that the energy this government is using, which to some extent is receiving commendation, it is important that people who are accused of a particular crime, be made to face their accusers through a court of competent jurisdiction. That is a very good component of our legal system. That is a very good component of our democracy. But at the same time, it is going to be very troubling, and it is going to fuel the perception of a selected justice when people who were similarly accused of aiding and abetting drug are parading and perambulating the streets without facing the justice system. I am deeply concerned with the fact that the likes of Johnny Boladin, who has already admitted, admitted to receiving 10,000, the likes of Johnny Boladin, Without Kwabo, and tons of other people, including officials, former officials from the airport. We expect them to see them in handcuffs, heavily guarded by state security forces. going through the regular process the former vice president is going through. But what we are seeing now, opposition figures, a senior member of the opposition community. The vice president is not just an ordinary person. This is somebody who has been around, the public space for a very long time, serving as former first lady in the Republic of Liberia, navigating her way to becoming senator
for 18 years.
And for 18 years, for 18 unbroken years.
She served for 18 years, right? She serves a senator position twice.
Yeah. And even as the second most powerful person, in the country, it is important for people to be able to account for the stewardship. Yes, it is actually important, but not on a climate of selective justice. Not on a climate of selective justice. The same treatment, same judicial treatment according to the former vice president. No, let that same treatment cut across. When you do that, it's good that you have acknowledged the fact that the international community and this particular development has generated a lot of concern, both from both domestic concern and international concern. So that tells you that the international community and tons of the people around the world are following this particular development, and they are basically going to evaluate your government performance in this particular regard. And these are some of the things that contribute to some of the damaging reports that come out.
Yeah, you're right about that. You're right. International report, most times Justice State Department report from the U.S. Justice State Department report, other report. No, we should not play politics with everything in the country. George is a dangerous thing, and I like the way how you place it. Joao, all the hard positions here, nobody's defending.
Nobody's defending her. We are not saying Joao. Like most of the argument back then that is public. Joao did that to be on a house arrest and other things. I disagree with that, because there is absolutely no provision that anyone on it. If they can cite a particular provision that says that because the woman is a former first lady, and this is what can be done and blah blah blah, then we will say yes, it is written on the book.
Yeah. The country is a country of law.
The country is a country of law, not country of men.
So we go by the laws of our country. It's only that people violate the laws and all that. But what we are saying is that there's nobody. We are not against. We have no reason to go against a government that was elected by the people. But the only thing that will give a reason to go against the government when the government is not proceeding, and it's not that we are against, but we are raising the issue about what the government is knowingly doing.
Yes, so that they can be able to make corrective actions.
Yes. And the president is always trying to pacify.
Yeah.
He's trying to mesmerize the people by speaking and saying XYZ, but that's not the case.
So basically, the president should be even concerned about, Central report.
Central report, we can do that. But look at the economy in our country. All the drugs issues and many other things, all the people living in abject poverty. The government over time have admitted to a larger scale about the despicable state of the country economy. Liberians are hungry people. Majority of massive people do not have jobs. Even if they got jobs, the money they're making, the income cannot even feed the family. Schools are about to open. Parents are struggling to get their kids in school. In fact, some parents are even indebted from last academic school year and struggling to pay the balance. The people playing politics with everything in the country, going after the other person, and they are not doing the job in a holistic manner. They come to the fight haphazardly, and the president is making an impression. Do you know that nothing much is happening in the country now? Everybody's talking about politics and drugs issue. When the economy is still, I don't see the government effort in demonstrating any win-win situation with improving the state of living of our people.
But Barclay, I think the president nowadays, the president is becoming just, the president is becoming just a mad, the president's speech is not very very consequential to to the discourse.
Yeah, it is not. And the
And
reason is not because he's very insincere.
uh,
The president has been created
I
as an integral and respectable statesman, and from the foundation of the campaign over time, with wealth of experience. But I think what is happening in the mansion is that there are certain people that are misguiding and
yeah,
micromanaging the presidency and is using this onslaught. Uh,
that the lives of the party chairman secretary may away.
yeah, and party chairman can I even make it? Is creating an big. This is a complete political predicament. We have seen it, and people must be. Look, some of us will never sleep. We will never, and we will never sleep because all of us we are saying, hey, when people in power and speaking the truth, they can think that you are rude and think that you are frisky. You don't have the right to talk, and because they are in power, they are connected to the powers that be. But nobody cares about you in power and X, Y. We care about the right thing. If you are in power and you're misusing the political relevance that you're cutting in our country, the power against our own people, and you're doing things that other people committing crime and doing things, we never tolerated that from the CDC government, and we are not going to entertain that to any group of people, whether the Unity Party that are in power right now, that have had a wealth of experience when it comes 12 years of experience when it comes to presidency, whether it is going to be, it is a terrible thing. And we are very concerned about that. We are concerned. We must ensure that Liberia, the country gets better. Look at how the people living, and all we hear every time is the president speaking and making statement about the drugs issue, and saying things that have not even the people's spirit cannot even accept because the people knows the reality of what's happening. This is an embarrassing scenario, and we are not going to mince out in speaking about the issues. I don't know when will the life of the people, Iberian people, will ever improve in the country. I don't know when will parents, majority, I'm not talking about very few, I'm talking about majority of the parents. I don't know when will they stop struggling for tuitions, fees for the children, and all that. When the country is political and everybody is fighting and they are creating scenario and creating misinformation, creating raw impression on the part of and fighting one another. This is a fight, and I like to be clear. This is a fight, and that fight is against. The fight is a battle between the CDC and the Unity Party. Now, the Unity Party is that what you have to the deep blah blah blah. We can see until the court see. We are looking forward if there will be even better determinations. I cannot defend her. I will never defend any politicians. But what is better for the country is to go across the board. Everybody is sensing this 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 assembly of being disingenuous on the part of the approach of the government. We should not be running our country like that. We should not be running our country like that. When you see people try to, oh, why people do, I can't provide proof in X, Y, Z. We can't provide proof on. There are some things then, but experience is already proven. You know exactly. But if you're setting the government on the basis of morality, the government on the basis of integrity as being perceived by this government, there are certain things when somebody get involved with, you have to resign. You have to distance yourself. Well, nothing. This is a whole dangerous syndicate. It's a cartel within an external cartel. And there are people who are powerful, who are arm twisting, and they are there. And this is, when I heard the president spoke the other time, and that is the reason why the last speech the president gave, and when he reposed commenting the police inspector general, I chose not to listen to the president any longer. I didn't even know he spoke on yesterday because I chose not to follow him. I just got discouraged totally that this thing is a dangerous orchestration. And so, what better if the president can come out and say, "Oh, we suppose the police and his team is a good man and his team and blah blah blah, Craig and his team." Why do you want to? And when we know all of these things are happening, This government are not proven to be better when it comes to what they are doing, justice and all. No one will say people say, oh, you are CDC man and blah blah blah. They will always call you names. But let me say this: when Brian McGill raped 14-year-old girl, the police could not produce anything. Police said the DNA machine or malfunctioning, it was not correct, and blah blah blah. And the men never other people went to jail. Most of the time, the government is demonstrating some of the things they are doing is evidence clearly seen that they are trying to, what we call travesty of justice. And we cannot, we cannot be, we don't expect to have a recurrence of what happened in the past still happening under white president, white government. This is embarrassing. Wherever I see people taking advantage over the people of power, it makes me want to shed the tears to cry. That human beings have gotten wicked. People are trying to deprive people. The wicked people, the evil cartel, the evil people, the wicked, the evil geniuses are getting, have no conscience, no spirit of nationalism, and no remorse, care not about the future. They just want to do and do what they want to do because they are in power. And because they are in power, they feel that they will remain in power forever. But not knowing that even Joanne Taylor today, she never knew. They knew one day that they were going to be in power, out of power. President Baka have gotten his children, his son. Well, how about what conversation they had and implicating his son? Have you heard anything much when he denied XYZ? Have you heard that the police and they carry all investigation and carry or call him for hearing and XYZ? Have you heard that? This is not the way to treat. And we are creating more animosity in the country. The country is divided. And when the country is divided like this, the people in the country, we the ordinary people will suffer. Because as we speak, Liberia is not talking about investment opportunity. As we speak, there are tons of Liberians who are unemployed, living far below the poverty. Their parents are struggling. The Liberia is a wicked place, terrible place. People don't care. They just support their sentiment and their feeling. They don't care about other people. They don't try. It's a society that you don't even they don't even respect you who come you come to speak the truth. And if you are a truth teller, you turn out to be enemy and they attack you and they try to strangulate where you are surviving from. They tell you, oh yeah, well, I mean, they work against you. They want to remove you because you are only speaking out the truth. They want to recommend because they feel that they are indispensable people in position. So they recommend you. They say they can't, they will not, they must not, they must strangulate your survival because you are speaking against the ill-gotten wealth and the evil orchestration against and the selective style of handling the country. I'm not moved by the president. The president is my employee. We employ him, majority of us. And automatically he becomes our president. We gave him the power through the constitution to lead us. But when there are missteps, they say we should not speak about the missteps because we are not partisan or X, Y, Z, and they speak. Even I was having conversation with one Reverend, and the Reverend, when we're trying to argue some of the issues, he started to attack me personally. You know, he's a dean of a Bible college I was in, but we disagree on a particular issue, and he was trying to speak like an ordinary person, calling names and ordinary person. You are a partisan of this party and all of that. I don't know where we're taking Liberia. I don't know where we're taking the country. I don't know. There are genuine advocacy group, there are integrity institutions in this country. I'm not going to be listening to President Baka because President Baka have not been sincere, and to see the president not sincere is that it's not fair. If your mind buying a house and say, Daddy, you are not fair, it's not
the real issues,
the real issues.
and deviating.
Say about Daddy, you are not fair. Or you tell your wife what you did, you are not fair. Or your wife look at you and say you are not fair because of you are the decision maker and what you did. And that's just what's happening in the country. But other people are not going to see it like that, Lando. Other people are going to see it as, look, these people are opposition people. They can't, all they can do is to criticize the government. What benefit do you think we get to just criticizing the government? Our criticism is for the society to get better. Because the government, the onus is on the government to improve and make sure the fight against drug is supposed to be a collective fight. The president cannot make no other speech here that will sound serious from the way he started with Gregory issue and come back again and say that that thing is not even going in my ear. I don't want to hear it because I think it's irritating. It's irritating and it's seriously creating problem in our country. The country is tense as we speak. Our people are suffering. The economy is bad. The country is on a pause. No way out. And when wicked people get some power, the consciences, there's no remorse of the conscience to understand the plight. They don't empathize with the people. And that is why today, and you look about Liberia, drug country, Liberia is considered as a transit point. Liberia is considered as a transit point. Liberia is a transit point.
100 million worth of drugs.
Who's supposed to set the example? Who's supposed to set the example?
317 million worth of drugs. It's a transit point.
It's a transit point. Then you're dealing with Joel, and you have the right to deal with her, but deal with all the other people. Deal with the other people on your side. Put other than in one bracket and deal with them.
It is not just a transit point, but what it paints a picture they print aside from the transit point issue. It paints a very terrible pictures about the vulnerability of our borders. The susceptibility of our security institutions for financial inducement. That's why those are the pictures it paint. It means our law enforcement officers have been consistently receiving bribe from members of the cartels and other things, and tons of other terrible revelations that threaten the peace and survivability of our country.
Leonard, I don't want to go to the line. Let's go to that. Let's combine this conversation with the Santa report.
Yeah, Santa report is a very critical report.
Let's go to that.
It paints the pictures about.
We just want to back up the argument with Santa report. Let's go to Santa report as well and talk about that.
Yeah, it paints the pictures about how the way Liberians see state security institutions in the country. Many Liberians think that security institutions in Liberia are 74%, 74% of the entire populations in the country. They think that the security institution, the law enforcement institution in the country, they are by far the most corrupt institution. What you're saying in another word, these institutions are largely susceptible to financial inducement, bribery, and several other totally clandestine operations.
Yet still the president of the Republic of Liberia specifically tells the Liberian people you have explicit confidence in Gregory and his team.
When it comes to Liberian thing that
you see, it's a paradox.
That's a paradox. More of a paradox, a gigantic paradox.
The people who gave you majority, who made you the president of the country, the percentage of people that say this government lack the trust, they don't trust the security people, and XYZ, the president comes and says, oh, Mr. Como, you and your team, I believe in your work if you're doing the XYZ. When the ordinary people who are seeing the disingenuous nature of the security, lack of public trust, security police and the rest of the security team in the country. And then the president is making an impression that, oh yeah, one of you. Center is a respectable integrity institution. This is the kind of system and government we got. And when people come to power and use power and abuse the rights of the common people, and get the people in government and get a group of bandwagons who want to sing hallelujah praises to them because of the crumbs that they are getting from the table, and they care less about the majority of the youthful populace, majority of people in the country. A security institution, according to Santa, and there are reports of massive corruption. And these people are susceptible to bribery, taking and doing all kinds of things. Yet and still, your president will mount a national pedestal and come and say, oh yeah, the police chief, I get expressive confidence in unity. Is he endorsing corruption, massive corruption, at the expense of the ordinary Liberian people, only because he is the president of the country, abusing the rights of our people, conniving against the state and the citizen, is showing that our young children have gotten victims and are drugs addicts and are walking dead people in the street, and make a vain impression. Is this the kind of government that they claim that they have had in the interest of our country to rescue? We have to talk about the government. They are in power. It's bad. What's happening? It's dangerous. This is a sad thing happening. And I'm not speaking because I want one opposition party to come back to power. No, I'm speaking because I want the best thing to happen in the country. I'm not speaking because I'm advocating, and some people, when you speak like this, goes, oh yeah, you're advocating, but other people are in power. If you know the track record, and some of you know the record we stood for over the period of time, we will never bury our hair, we never hide our emotion, our professional feelings and analysis. We never hide our feelings to anybody and say we're going to pretend to say X, Y, and defend. And we never pretend our thoughts. We spoke out verbosely so that people must know the happenings. The records are proven. The track record are clear, evident. Only people who are bad people, only people who are unidimensional will only want to come and perceive and make perceptions and say things that. But we're all being clear about our position, because the Liberian people matters to the country. We don't deserve this. We don't deserve these kinds of things happening in our country. When other African countries are making progress, even though there are problems there. But when young people have an opportunity to get jobs and live in their own country, you can't live in a country, and being an honor achiever because of the system by the kind of people that are in government that only take the country political and produce the political power to protect the surrogates, the cronies at the expense of the ordinary Liberian people. And go after the other people because they are opposing voice. And yeah, you have the right to go after them when you have facts, but then do it with a collective state, do it as a nationalist, do it as a matter of catalyst or change, do it so that there can be an exemplary leadership style that people can see. We don't treat. We are not stupid people. We are not mad people. We're not mad people. So we have the right to speak truth to power. And if we're speaking the truth to power like the way we are speaking it, and you want to think that, oh yeah, you're partisan, you're angry because of your sentiment that you allow to overwhelm your head and you becloud your rationality, you suspend your intelligent ability only because of political sentiment at the detriment of your brothers and sisters, or because you're not related to them, or because you're not connected, so it's not your child, so you don't care. Hey man, how can we dare go that route in our country when everybody deserves to live better life in Liberia? You think what the country has gotten over time, the natural resources our country has gotten, the equitable distribution of wealth, if it was done, and our people we had real statesmen and women in national leadership from the House of Representatives, the Senate, and executive branch of government. I don't think Liberia will be a better place. We deserve better. We don't deserve what they are doing to us for the political shenanigans and all of these things. We sit here and come to officiate the debate, sway the perspective of our people in the best interest, and people still come to starve and fight you only because of empty partisan sentiment have taken Liberia nowhere. Look at the country today. You're comfortable with little things that are supposed to be done in the country. Somebody just post him on the road and just call it, oh, the government tree and XYZ, when majority of the young people are out of university and struggling. But there's no program for the youthful population in our country. When people still come and play to the same playbook and tells a different story and make deception and mockery over the life of the people in the name of rescuing a government, rescuing the people. When their families are living opulence, elend, how can we sit and allow all these things to happen and so we can talk against the government because we talk against the government get us about. Now only God get us about. I don't care how wicked they can be. Only God can protect us. And there's a time for everything. Nothing lasts forever. Nobody here, the minister or president or senator, the deputy managing director or the president, senior person in the government will be there forever. There will always be an expiration date. There will always be a time that you will not be there. CDC was in power for 6 years. Summit Tuesday will mean power forever. At the end of the day, they are out of power. Charles Taylor was in power. Today is in the jail in the Hague. Other people were in power. You'll be mindful and careful what you do when you're in power. Because power have a way of corrupting and amplifying people's attitude. Power is for mature people. Power is for nationalists. Power is for people who are reformists. Power is for people who are pragmatics. Power is for people who empathize with the people, who see the condition of the people, who have the nationalistic, radical reformists, who believe in the emancipation of the life of our people. Not to use the security, not to use the very people. You will come today and use it against your own people. You protect one group of people and leave the other people vulnerable. You care less about the population. You make political speeches and you bring intellectual gymnastics, exercise the intellectual gymnastics that you are educated. When your people cannot find food, when the children and the youthful population in the country starve, you use your power to say, it's frisky. You use your power wrongly with emotionality against us, and you think you will go free? You think you will go free? Watch and see. Yeah, watch and see. We're not fighting. The Bible says vengeance is mine. God is going to fight for the people. God is going to fight for the people. We know that these wicked things will happen in our country. And we know that people have no conscience, but care less about people's feelings and what they're going through. And they think they are all to it because of power. Lennon, you can open the lines or you want to expatiate further?
Yeah, let's open the line.
Yeah, I think Senate report is about the distrust in the police, the security apparatus. It's bad for our country, then.
How Liberian thing?
It's bad for our country. The perception about how they think about the security and the massive corruption. They are swimming in the pool of massive corruption at the expense of the people's lives. And they go after all the, let's take the cause then. Take the cause.
The police are all doing their own procurement.
Yeah, yeah, for nothing.
Let's take this one here. Hello, 1 minute to a call. Hello. Yeah, Mami, how are you? All right, thank you, Mohammed. Let's take this one. Hello, hello. Yeah, your name and where you calling for, Chief? All right, all right, thank you. Let's take this one. Hello. Yeah, good morning.
Mobile.
Moba. Okay, make Oh, we lost the mobile.
take a look.
Hello? Yeah, yeah, Princess, how are you? Everybody is included in the law.
We're not talking about.
All right, thank you. Let's 0770131318 Let's take this one. Hello. Yeah, good morning,
Sorry.
Gloria.
Lester. Hmm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. Thank you,
All right,
thank you,
thank
brother.
you. Let's take this one. Hello. Yeah, good morning. Your name and where you calling from? Abishallah, how are you?
Yeah, you're talking about Peter Law, you're talking about in the midst of committing crime, like the case with Joel. It's a different thing as well. See, it's alleged that she did X, Y, Z. Okay.
All right, thank you. Let's take this one. 0770 08627. Let's take this one. Hello. This is Lyndon.
Peter, Peter Kazo, you know me.
Number Chief, how are you? Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Hello. Yeah, good morning. Your name, where you calling from, Chief? Apoka, make a point, Chief, Mr. Katina.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Kafina.
Thank you, Mr. Gaffin. Thank you. Hello, Boba, how are you? Boba, your line is terrible.
Yeah, you have a bad line, Moba.
Hello. Yeah, good morning. Your name is why calling for chief. Yeah, make a point, chief. All right, thank you. Let's take this one here. Hello. Move away from your monitor. Please move away from your monitor, please. Yeah, good morning. Your name and where you calling from?
All right, people. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Quill.
All right, thank you, Quill. Thank you, Quill. Hello. Good morning. Your name and where you calling from?
Fine, we're fine. How are you, sir? Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. Let's take this one. Patient, you bound the line for long. Sorry, make your point. Yeah, good morning. Yeah, the line is very busy, the traffic. Hmm.
Mm, thank you. Mm,
Okay.
thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, patient. Thank you.
All right, thank you, patient. Let's take 0770131318. 0770131318. Let's take this one. Hello. Yeah, good morning. Your name and where you calling from, Chief? Make your point, Chief. Why are you disappointed?
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Let's take another one. Hello. Hello. Yeah. Yeah. Good morning. Your name and where you calling from, Chief? Yeah. Make your point, Chief. Yeah. Go ahead.
Like, living, yeah,
You are living here.
living, you can talk about the ills. Yeah. Yes, sir. As well.
You are living here. You can talk about the ills
Why,
of society.
where you are living, where affect you, you can speak about what affecting you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
We don't pray for anybody to
We
take
don't
once
pray.
again.
Yeah.
For that,
Hello.
we can talk and solve the problems as well.
Yeah. Good morning. Your name and where you calling from, Chief?
Morning. Mr. Bender, I work on this hear you. Yeah, Captain Nama, Abra Peter, and Niswa, and your body, and some kind of need. No, the law is for everybody. The law should be for everybody, not for. The law is not the law should not be selective. The law should be okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Benda.
Let's take this one.
Coming up very shortly, we'll go over the break.
Yeah.
But let's take 3 more calls and we'll go over the break.
Yes.
It's 20 minutes coming up to 10. And at 10, we'll go over the break. Anyway, we got 21 minutes.
Yes. Let's take this one. Yeah. Hello.
Yeah, Mr. Cooper, how are you?
Good morning.
Good to have you, Mr. Cooper. How are you? Been a little while. I've not seen you a little while for a long time. So. It's good to hear you, Charlie. How are you? Welcome to see you. Mm. Okay. Yeah, rule of law is terrible. It's terrible. It's terrible. Rule out the law. Mm. Mm. Should be in our actions, right? Okay.
All right.
Okay. Thank you, Charlie. Thank you.
Thank you, Charles. Let's just take this one. Hello. Hello. Yeah. Hello. Your name is where you calling from?
It's off the line. That guy is off the line.
I don't
Is
know
he there?
what he's
He's
left the
off.
line
He's
again.
there.
Hello. Yeah. Good morning. Your name is where you calling from, Chief?
Ruby?
Bartonsby or Robin. Make your point, Chief.
Mm. Okay. Uh, okay. Mm. Thank you, Robbie. Thank you very much. Let's take another one. Hello? Yeah, how are you? Welcome. You live on the front line. Tell us exactly your name and where you speak to us from. Mr. Dewi? All right, it's good to have you, sir. Yeah, it's been a long time. I don't know. I've not heard your voice for a long time. Not seen you for a long time as well. Hmm. Mm. You think Mr. Dewey, you think the president, in the midst of the public outcry, you think he can revert to take the right? Can he revert to adhere to what most of you are seeing in the public as regards this whole issue? Okay. Uh, Thank you, Mr. Dewi. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Dewi.
Thank you.
We're gonna take some more. Let them know we're gonna take some more until 10. 10 o'clock we go to take word from our sponsor.
Yeah,
Uh,
07701313118, 07701313118, 086. Let's take this one. Hello. Yeah, your name and where you calling from, Chief?
Oh, you
right.
take your time. You're on the air. You're speaking too fast, man. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. Let's take another one, Linda.
Let's take another one. 07701313118 086 27 26 20 07701313118 086 27 26 20. Those are the available numbers to talk to call and participate on the program.
But before we go to the break, Lyndon, I want you to. There are some of the
Comments?
yeah, comments I want you to
Read it now.
rumble on it quickly, and then
Let's take this one
after
before
that
we
call,
go. Hello.
we'll take.
Hello, your name and where you calling from, Chief? Yeah, good morning. Your name and where you calling from? All right, make your point, Chief.
Make your point, sir.
But you are Liberian.
Mm. Liberian, you have opposition. Thank
All
you,
right,
thank you,
thank you so much.
All right, so Linda, is we're gearing up to 10 o'clock. It's almost another aspect, but before we proceed uh, for the break and take word from our sponsor, I want you to peruse, make a quick peruse of the comments. There are still comments that are filtering, I think, on the screen, and you can do it very succinctly.
All right, so quickly let's go through the comments. We say Emmanuel Fokatue.
Mario Fokatue, yeah.
Yeah, he said, good morning, Abel Cotton Barclay, Lyndon Tobar. Good morning to the peace, love, and people of the motherland, Mama Liberia. My name is Emmanuel Fokatue. I'm following you guys from my residence in Newfoundland. We have Livato Benjamin Koman Pelewa. Julian, you please try to
Yeah.
get better phone and stop using rotten button phone. Like
No, but Benjamin,
so,
you get to know one phone saying it's
Uh,
using value body.
good afternoon, Fogo FM, and good he say this is former Kanaka Unyen. I'm following live from Jenin, Liberia time, Cromac Clan, Jawad District, Grand Cape Mount County, and a long list of other comments here on the live feed. And those comments were initially read from the onset of the show. So
The other guy
yeah.
who said, well, change the phone.
Yeah, let me do the phone.
Yeah, so my man, I know you have seen it. You see the phone rapping. It's not rapping, but if you can to nail one phone, no problem. I mean, yeah, we will appreciate you to nail one phone. Yeah, the other thing are happening with them, NC, that is, anyway, yeah, they have to know one to one at that. All right, Lena, we got 5 minutes.
Yeah, let's take our break. Yeah.
We're going to take words from the Mario Mandela, our sponsors, and then we're gonna be right back on the front line.
People like to sell it Mary Madonna tea medicine all over in Lofa, Niba, and other counties. The people finally and settled down in Montserrat County. Cutware Road. after the Stockton Creek Bridge, cutting tree right at the old CDC air office. They buy my hunting medicine here. People in Lofa, people in all counties, can't buy any hunting medicine. People with terrible, terrible sicknesses, and most of them have been ill and been giving testimony about the hunting medicine and how cool it is. Family, people in Atlanta in Mosorado County here. In Mosorado County here, Morovia, Liberia, the people, when you go to Pulamfa, opposite Malakumba, they do a tissue factory right beyond the block factory. You will see the people office that they might hunting people. They're going to be sending hunting to you. And if you want to buy this hunting medicine, that's more money. If you buy the medicine here, you take all of the dose, process stuff, all of the sicknesses, even suffering with all of you. This medicine they call Marie hunting can take away or kill all kinds of sicknesses. And some of the sicknesses that they hunting medicine can kill high. Typhoid fever, every time you feel it cold in your body, you feeling sick, infection, stomach complaint, every day you complain with your stomach. You say my stomach hurting, my mama's stomach hurting, my wife my stomach hurting. Even women that cannot see their people, the medicine they call hunting can solve it. Sexual weakness. You came to your own record, you come back working, when you go somewhere, you come back, but you came to your own record, they don't want to touch you. You say by living sexual weakness in both men and women, they have hunting, they can kill it. Numbness in the body, eye problem. Every time you complain with your eye, you can see clear. They hunting and something, they can kill it. Also, every time you complain with your stomach burning, you can't eat pepper, you can't eat this one. Also, they have hunting and something, they can kill it. Rheumatism, back pain. Every time you complain with your back, my back hurting, pain in my back. Hunting medicine can kill it. Diabetes, the sugar problem. This hunting can kill it. Skin disease and many more. Hunting medicine can cure all these problems. Here are some of the testimonies of people that hunting medicine has cured, and today they are free and living happily. The front of all Safa is telling me that they can take care of the 5 year. I don't think I'm going to do it. So we have 20 feet coming on fire. I think I'm fine about it. And also, my eyesight, I got the new bread. I can see on this thing very bad. And also, as a judge, I put my hand on the arm. I used to always say, we know you can say, but now I'm wrong. I mean, even if you have to come back, we are such a only eternal active. As a young man, I'm moving strong. All of my foot, I'm free. Whatever food is natural. The devil will not have any side effect for food, but nothing. Thank you. You are welcome. rush now and buy this medicine, Maribata team. For more information, contact us on the following numbers: 0887 316666 and 0777 444591. So rush now and you will live happily.
All right, and now a word from our sponsor, Mary Magad is one of our sponsors on the program. Mary Magad Health Tea Supplement. As stated, Mary Magad, the supplement is over here at our broadcast facility. You come over to our marketing office if you are around here, or if you're in this proximity, you can come and certainly you can have access to it. We are located in Battery Factory, Saturn Street, and I have Miss Sambu Sano, and she is certainly going to be available. We are not far from the we are certainly not far from the junction. Battery Junction. It's a stone throw away. We are just stone throw away from the junction. So you can be at the junction and look at the tower, or you look at you can see the facility of Foka FM. And so you come over and you can purchase Marimaga supplement is available for you. And it's here, and we sell the whole dose, not just one. We want you to come and purchase the whole dose of the medication. You're listening to the Frontline on 105.3. This is the last half of the show. It's going to take us on to 10:30, and at 10:30, we draw down the curtain. I will take my weekend break today. Tomorrow I will not be on show because I have to take a weekend break. London and Musa Sharif will be on tomorrow to take you through the show. So I'll be on the show from Monday to Thursday. Friday, I want to be on the show as well. I want to be on the show Friday. So I'm going to rest a little and I'll be at work, but I will not be too early in the morning. So this is it on 105.3, the morning encyclopedia of professional broadcasting in Liberia. Yes, we've been talking about a series of issues, the center report, a survey conducted about the distrust in the security apparatus. We mentioned about President Buhari late evening address to the nation with regards to the drug situation, and you mentioned the former vice president Joao Howard Taylor, who's currently spend the night. I think this will be a second night. Yesterday, I think family members were buying the mattress and other stuff to take it to the South Beach, and so she's incarcerated on she's been charged by the government, and I will be going to court as well. So yes, and this is the last aspect of the program, and this aspect is going to allow you to speak about what you want to talk about. Is going to be issues that you want to talk about. We have spoken about the drugs issue. There are other things happening in the country. Other things that we need to be talked that need to be spoken about. There are other issues that are needed to be spoken about. We haven't yet tried to talk. So there are issues people facing in the different locales, from health to road, from road to the economy, from the economy to the educational issue. You know, one of the things schools about to open, I don't know how is it with the tuition fees. I want to know from you, how many of you have now started to register your kids? What is the assessment of the various school fees? School problem and the reopening of school have always been a challenge to parents. Most of the parents are struggling, can't get money. If your kids are in university or in high school, it's difficult task at this time for parents who are renting, paying rent at the same time. You got the kids' school fee, more 2, 3 kids to pay the fees. Being told that the Dr. Jala, who happens to be our education minister, was speaking about free school for the public schools and the private. But let us hear from parents about how you see the registration process. Let us hear from parents. How you see the school fees and the registration process. Everything going on course? Are we on course? Are they on course? Are they on course? Registration fees. Those of you who get a kids in public schools too. Let's hear from you. Let's talk a little bit about the reopening of schools and some of the things that the parents are facing. Let us talk about that quickly. That we have 30 minutes to talk about that and give us your perspective. Schools registration sheets, how the entrances have been administered, the reopening of schools and all that. Let's talk about it very shortly, and then it's going to take us home. So the reopening of schools, for many parents, have been complaining about how you're going to get the school fees again. Where we're going to get school fees from? They are in debt. They got 3 kids in the school, got 2 children. They need to pay rent, they need to pay the fees. How are they going to pay the fees for the kids? Most of the children are not in school. They are selling along the route, cola, biscuit, plenty chips, school going hours. Are we going to see a lot of kids in school this academic year? Are we seeing most parents impressed about what they're seeing so far, especially those parents that can have parents are making minimum wages at the end of the month. The money said 1 month salary said can I even complete the entire registration process.
But Barclay, as we move along with this particular discussion, it is also important for us to retrospect, on the year 2023, because the year 2023 was a very colorful, it was a politically colorful period. There were tons of commitment made by the president, by the I call the then candidate of the Unity Party. President Joseph Boakai was very attracted to the appalling state. He said he was disturbed with the fact that many Liberian kids were selling. They have to be navigating among the cows, and in spite of the risks associated with that particular thing. So he was going to change the narrative and the other thing. So one of the things we saw, specifically of last year and even of this year, we noticed the Ministry of Gender started to institute some very critical program geared towards taking children out of the streets and even trying to create some policies that appears to be very effective. But now, even with the fact that we saw, because the problem about Liberia is that the culture, most time people start a particular exercise. When the exercise starts to germinate, some very positive results, a slow down, and other thing. So specifically, the Ministry of Gender, the Ministry of Education, and now that the Ministry of Education has made a pronouncement that no, I call primary education, which is from nursery all the way to
Sixth grade.
sixth grade, is absolutely free. The government needs to be contemplating on a very robust mechanism, compelling students to be in school. It shouldn't be something that would just germinate temporary excitement, and there is absolutely no robust enforcement about it.
No implementation.
Yeah, no implementation. So yeah, it is a very tough time, as many of the parents schools are about to open. Parents are deeply worried considering the current state of the economy. Most parents are worried and how they are going to raise the resources required to keep the children in school. So it's a very tough process, it's a very tough process. But as we move along, the UNICEF report is going to be a very pivotal data for us to do an overall assessment and evaluations about the number of kids that will be in school. Tomorrow we will expand further on that, with regard to what what is the prediction of UNICEF, taking into consideration the economy and other things.
Yeah, right. And so tomorrow, Linda and Musa will be here. I will not be on the show tomorrow. Every every Friday, Linda, Musa will take charge. Friday, I will be here to do some other work, but not on the radio. So as we said, as Linda said, we want to talk about that right now. So your parents tell us exactly what they think about this academic school year.
Mm.
I'm thinking about my kids as well, Linda.
Mm.
You know, the fees and getting all of their stuff prepared to get in school. Uh, you know, the Catholic schools should be reopening, I think, very soon. Catholic schools, the first school
Normally
will
opens.
normally open. So it means that you have to, and every year the school fees is climbing. But let's hear from the public. Let's hear from parents. Let's hear from schools administrators. Let's hear what you think about the compulsory primary education for public schools, right? By Dr. Jasu Chala. Let's hear. Let's go to the line, and then we'll take the first caller.
Hello, 1 minute to a call. Hello.
Mhm.
Now, how they come and get a mad? How they make get a
Then
mad?
we increase the
They
other
would
fees,
say, yeah, they will increase the
the
other mad.
ADICA, the people that
Because one of the arguments the teachers or the school administrations are going to be making is that about the government just say free tuition, free tuition for the I call the primary school, but it does not make mention
you can
about
uniform.
specific and specific requirement issues like debtors and other things. So those that is really many come and get a
Some
my
people still be carrying dental, be carrying toiletry.
Hello, Wema? Yeah,
Yeah,
Wema, how are you?
Yeah, that's it.
Mm.
Why?
Every day they increasing the fees unreasonably. Thank you so much. 0770-131318, 086-27-2620, 0770-131318, 086-27-2620. Those are the available numbers to call and participate on the program.
This good debate have just ignited
Yeah.
the reopening and the
Let's take
challenges.
this one. Let's take this one. Hello. Yeah, good
How are
morning.
you,
Your name
sir?
and where you calling for, Chief?
Okay,
Yeah,
go ahead,
make
Mr.
your
City.
point.
Mhm.
Okay.
I think
He's
you're making
leaving
a
the
point, but
line.
it's not the line. Let's take it.
Hello. Hello. Your name and where you calling from, Chief? Brother, make a point, James.
Make a point, James.
Well, they may have done an assessment that informed them to institute the decision.
Mm.
Yeah, they got limited government schools all around the place.
Yeah, they come in. They don't have much.
Okay, all right.
Now buy batch. You gotta buy batch.
Uh, all right, thank you, Chief. Bagley, you
Yeah,
know what
you-
they play the Menachem do it?
Yeah.
Even though the policy is in place, but the Menachem manipulate the little requirement
Yeah,
and
and
to get mad.
stop the parents.
Got to see it as a kind of a way of closing their eating more.
Yeah,
The
so
minute
they
you,
don't look at me.
the minute you make money for that thing,
But it's going to affect the parents.
It's gonna be-
With the parents, going to affect.
Yeah, another thing, the caller who just left the line, he raised a very germane, point that has to do with as to whether the ministry, did a comprehensive
survey.
But now that the
You know,
education ministry, they
you
should
know.
have, I believe they did, but I don't know how they arrived at what.
Yeah, but typical example in District 13 here, you know, the color who led the line, before this color guy, you know, in District 13, when I get Boswan is not even in District 13.
I think 15.
Boswan is in 15, District 15.
Yeah, is it
So
15?
logically, they have only one government school. You know, government school, they have only one government school in District 13 here. So all of the time, the lawmaker of the district, I think his entire focus supposed to be on, you know, encouraging the government or advocating for the construction
of a public
of a
school.
public school right within this particular terrain, because the district is divided into two equal parts. You know?
So if you're a parent, let's take that. If you're a parent, you can't afford, you have to send your child.
So even if I can't afford the tuition now, but what becomes about the transportation aspect? Because if you do the math, you will notice that if my child is living in the battery factory region, or your child is living in the battery factory region, or Jimmy Carroll, Otopo community, or Iron Factory, the money you spend for transportation is going to be, you know, far more than the money you spend for, you know. So that's so 0770131318 let's take this one. Hello. Yeah, good morning, Josiah. Okay. Mama, we are not saying the government, what the government did. All right. Mm.
They gotta survive.
No. Uh-uh. For what reason again? I thought Greg would come and say teach the system.
Thank you, Josiah.
Thank you, Josiah. Let's take another one here. They got me on the line for a very long time. Hello. Sorry, Chief.
The conversation. What is the name, Chief?
Okay, Josiah. Okay, we are lucky with Josiah now. Okay.
The
foundation is important.
Yeah, Parent Teacher Association.
Okay.
All right, thank you, Chief. All right, thank you. Let's take.
Yeah, thank you,
Ooh,
thank you, Brother Josiah.
hello. Hello. Yeah, your
Good
name and where
morning.
you calling from, Chief? All right,
Go
make
ahead,
your
let's
point,
see.
brother. Okay. Why you say so? Why do you think? And you want a similar system to come in like bro, right? All right, thank you. Let's take this last
We don't
one.
we don't have a lot of time.
Hello, 1 minute.
James Moba,
Jim Moba.
a Topo community.
Mene kami Ima. Gala Defi.
Many guys are fine.
Mais mon chat en gomme, right?
Okay, Jim.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Jim.
Jim. We don't have a lot of time. We don't have a lot of time. We'll take one more and then we'll
Let's
wrap it
just
up.
take this one, the lucky caller. Yeah, hello. Yeah, good morning.
Yeah.
Just make your point in 1 minute, Chief. Mm. All right, make your point, Chief.
We have to observe it.
We have to observe it because it has just been
now.
recently announced, you know. It has just been recently. Okay. Yeah, we get you. All right. All right. Thank you, Chief. Thank you. We can go further than this.
Yeah, I mean, our time's out.
Uh,
Yeah, our time's out.
It's a wonderful conversation. We united this school related debate, and at a time at an injury time.
Yeah, enjoy it. The last 10 minutes. But tomorrow, Lennon will be, Lennon Musa will be here tomorrow. They will lift the argument.
Yeah, we'll lift the argument
on the.
We'll not just lift the argument, but we'll keep our eyes on the public schools.
Yeah, the public schools and the fees. There are a lot of things. So watch out for the show tomorrow.
But back then, you know that when now the first time the government talk about policy and other things, when they talk about graduation policy, I don't know as to what other people.
No, but the government policies are not.
They are knee-jerk.
Yeah, they don't implement. They need to do better. But let's give Jaso Dr. Jala her name is Dr. Jala, right?
Yeah, Jaso Jala.
Give her the benefit of the doubt. Let's see how it plays out. Okay, Lennon, thanks a lot. Tomorrow, Lennon and Musa Sherry will be here on the phone line to take you for the weekend version. I'm going to take a break now and return by the grace of Jesus' approval on Monday. But let's finally before I go, I'm looking for Marie Maga. Okay, let's take words from our sponsor.
Medicine all over in Lufan, Niba, and Alabama counties. If people finally settle down in
So
Montserrat
the follow
County.
the show us the show us young guys.
The old CDC head office. People in Nofa, people in Walk.